Welcome to Global Campus Group. In this lesson, we continue Unit 2, Developing a Marketing Campaign, by examining how businesses use information to develop an effective marketing campaign. This is a very important topic because strong marketing decisions should never be based on guesswork. They should be based on reliable information, valid research, and careful analysis of customers, markets, and competitors. In this lecture, we will focus on three main areas. First, we will examine the purpose of researching information. Second, we will explore market research methods and their use. Third, we will look at how information is used to develop the rationale for a marketing campaign. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain why businesses research information, distinguish between different research methods, and understand how data is interpreted and applied to support valid marketing decisions. The purpose of researching information is to identify the needs and wants of customers so that businesses can meet expectations more effectively. A business uses research to understand who its target market is, how large the market is, how the market is structured, what current trends are, and what competitors are doing. A target market is the specific group of customers that a business wants to reach. Businesses identify target markets by segmenting customers according to factors such as demographics, behaviors, and interests. Different target markets have different preferences, spending patterns, and expectations. This affects product decisions, pricing strategies, and promotional methods. Identifying a target market helps a business tailor its marketing campaign more effectively. A business must also understand the market itself. Market size helps the business estimate potential demand and decide whether the opportunity is large enough. Market structure helps the business understand the level of competition, competitor strength, and market dynamics. Market trends help the business identify changes in consumer behavior, technology, and product preferences. Research into size, structure, and trends helps businesses allocate resources wisely, recognize opportunities, and adapt to change. Businesses also research competitors. They may analyze pricing, product features, promotional strategies, and market positioning. This helps a business differentiate its offering, respond to competitive pressure, and strengthen its campaign rationale. There are two main types of research: primary research and secondary research. Primary research is the collection of new data directly from sources. Methods include surveys, interviews, observation, trials, and focus groups. Surveys collect structured responses from a sample of people. Interviews provide more detailed and in-depth responses. Observation allows businesses to study customer behavior directly. Trials test products or services in real life or controlled conditions. Focus groups provide qualitative feedback and discussion. A business uses primary research when it needs specific, up-to-date, and directly relevant information for its campaign. Secondary research uses existing data. There are two main types: internal secondary research and external secondary research. Internal secondary research uses data already held by the business, such as customer records, financial reports, sales records, and loyalty card data. External secondary research uses outside sources such as commercially published reports, government statistics, trade journals, and media sources. Secondary research is often more cost-effective and helps businesses understand wider industry conditions, trends, and benchmarks. Not all research is equally useful. A business should assess research in terms of validity, reliability, appropriateness, currency, and cost. Validity means the research measures what it is supposed to measure. Reliability means it produces consistent results. Appropriateness means the method matches the business objective. Currency means the data is up to date. Cost affects whether the research is practical and worthwhile. There are two important types of data: quantitative data and qualitative data. Quantitative data is numerical data that can be measured and analyzed statistically. It is useful for trends, percentages, customer demographics, and performance comparisons. Qualitative data is descriptive data that helps explain opinions, attitudes, motivations, and behaviors. It is useful for gaining deeper insights into customer experiences and preferences. For research to be useful, it must also be sufficient and well managed. A business should ensure the research uses an appropriate and representative sample, that the focus is relevant to the marketing objective, that the selection of sources and participants is suitable, and that the extraction of information is accurate and meaningful. When developing a rationale for a marketing campaign, a business must interpret, analyze, and use information effectively. This means understanding what the data shows, identifying patterns and trends, comparing different sources, and applying findings to decisions about targeting, positioning, messaging, and strategy. Good marketing decisions depend on using factual and well-researched information rather than assumptions. Sometimes existing information is not enough. A business may need to find additional information when the data is outdated, incomplete, too narrow, or when the market has changed. In that case, the business may use further primary research, more recent external reports, additional competitor analysis, or new industry data. Information used in a campaign should be both reliable and valid. It is reliable when it comes from credible sources, is consistent, and can be checked or repeated. It is valid when it accurately reflects market conditions, measures the right issue, and is relevant to the business objective. The product lifecycle is also important when developing a marketing campaign. The main stages are research and development, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Research and development involves designing and testing the new product. Introduction focuses on launching the product and creating awareness. Growth involves rising sales and expanding distribution. Maturity is when sales growth slows and competition becomes stronger. Decline is when sales fall because of changing preferences, new technology, or market saturation. The stage of the product life cycle affects marketing strategy. For example, introduction needs awareness building, growth needs differentiation and expansion, maturity often needs competitive pricing, and decline may require repositioning or withdrawal. Let us now summarize the lesson. We examined the purpose of researching information, including the need to understand target markets, market size, market structure, trends, and competition. We then explored market research methods, including primary and secondary research, and the difference between quantitative and qualitative data. After that, we discussed the factors that affect research quality, including validity, reliability, appropriateness, currency, and cost. Finally, we explained how businesses interpret, analyze, and apply information to develop a strong rationale for a marketing campaign, including the use of the product life cycle. These ideas are essential for building an effective, evidence-based marketing campaign. Thank you for joining this lesson from Global Campus Group.